Princess was one of the first brands to do the Sportsbridge genre seriously, and this, the S65, is one of the latest additions to the range. And the interesting thing about this is it's based on the F65, which is a traditional flybridge version. So in this video, I'm going to show you everything on board this boat, access all areas. I'm also going to explain the differences, the benefits and the drawbacks between this and the flybridge version. I'm Jack Haines, you're watching YachtBuyer. Before we get going, do remember to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon, and that way you're never going to miss one of our videos. It might not go into your timeline if you don't do that, so do it now and you'll always see our tours and sea trials. Another thing you should do is I'm going to tell you in this video the differences between the S65 and the F65. They share the same platform, they're quite different, but you can literally compare them side by side on yachtbuyer.com. You use our head-to-head tool, you can put the photos, the layouts, the data side by side and see exactly where the differences lie, or you can just sit back and watch me do it now. Right, back here on the S65, key difference number one, this has a tender garage, the F65 doesn't. So if you want to be able to stow your tender away, this is the one you want. Having said that, it's still got a hydraulic bathing platform, so this will sink down into the water, and you can see you can put chocks here, so you could carry another toy back here if you want. A light one, albeit, because you don't want too much weight back here at the aft end of the boat, but it does give you a bit more flexibility for your toys. Tender garage, that'll hold a Williams 345, so again, you can get a really decent tender in there. It's a really slick combination on a boat of this size, and it looks really nice as well. The other thing it gives you, crucially, lovely big sun pad. You don't get that on an F65 in the cockpit anyway, so if you want to stretch out in the sun back here, this is a great arrangement for you. Right, send to the cockpit. There's equally good access up to the cockpit from both sides. This side is where the passerelle is. If you spec that, that'll extend out to the quayside if you're moored stern to. And then we come into the cockpit itself, which is a really nice area actually, because you've got a great mix of seating here. We've talked about the sun pad. There's also the option to have a sunshade that extends over there to protect you from the sun or, the rain if it's a day like today. Your seating here, your dining space, which is obviously centered around this table. That opens up, give you a bit more space to dine out here in the shade. But one area that I particularly like is this little section here. These spots are so nice to sit in when the boat's going along. Bearing in mind, you're going to cruise comfortably at 30 knots on this thing. Seeing the wake pouring out the back, sitting here, but fully protected by the wheelhouse. This is a really good spot to sit if the conditions are a little bit bouncy. Then forward here, you have this sort of bar area which connects to the galley. So there's a sink out here. We've got a cooler as well. Of course, the galley is just in there, so you're not too far away from a fridge, but nice, you've got a little bit of extra cooling space that comes very easily to hand out here. Now, it is a flybridge boat, but the flybridge is not as big as the F-class, as we'll see in a moment. So this is your staircase up to the top deck. Before we go up there, let's go forward and take a look at the foredeck. Now, the side decks aren't massively wide, but you've got good handholds. There's one here all the way along the superstructure. Nice big guardrails as well. So yeah, it feels safe enough moving forward. And it's worth the journey as well, because this is a really nice area. Obviously, it's raining on and off here, so this is all covered at the moment. But essentially, you've got a nice bench here. It's not made for dining. It's not made for meals anyway. You can have some snacks. You've got the little table down there and nice place for a drink. Sunbathing space here, sun pads on both sides. Pop-up backrest too, so you can sit up if you don't want to lie completely flat, and there's a cooler in the middle as well. And the practical stuff is always relatively close by on a Princess. They do think about this type of thing. So this pops open very nicely, and these are big lockers. There's another access point over there, and it's linked, so you can put big items in here. There's a fender in here, for example. All the covers will fit in there. Very, very convenient to have that up here on the foredeck. And then right forward, just a nice example of some of the close detailing that maybe you don't first see, but just this locker alone exemplifies what Princess do. Fire's open on a gas ram, got the gasket here, so it should contain leaks. It's all drained off as well, and totally separate from the chain locker. So if you do want to put lines in there, there's no chance of it getting sucked up into the windlass. Simple stuff, but day to day, that sort of thing makes a big difference. Right, let's step there and have a look at the Sportsbridge. Now, like the foredeck, you're going to have to picture this without the covers on, but I still want to show you this space because it's important. This is the obvious compromise over the F65. The flybridge is a lot smaller, but it's still not that small. This is still a big boat. So the space up here is is pretty good, to be honest. Okay, you haven't got the option of a hard top, you've got a bimini, but a hydraulic one. So you press a button and the bimini will spring up and give you some protection up here. And frankly, I prefer that because this boat looks fantastic with the bimini down. The profile is lovely. And the design's clever as well because you've got all your seating over here, or your dinette, I should say. And then the wet bar is really neatly integrated here. Not on the side over there, but this is sort of space that would probably be wasted. So what a great place to put your barbecue and your sink, and of course, another fridge. I like that. And there's a cooler as well. They love a cooler on this model, don't they? That's 3 now, but again, another place to chuck some drinks. And what's nice is the width here means that there is space to bring up a couple of chairs if you do want to sit a few more people around here and eat up on this deck. Forward, well, you've got L-shaped seating over there. So that's good, obviously, when the boat's stationary, but also when the boat's moving along, you've got more space for passengers to sit and enjoy the ride, and that will convert into a sunpad as well. And people often say to me, what happens if the screens get wet? Well, look, these have got an absolute soaking, and trust me, they're going to be absolutely fine. They're marine devices. They're designed to get wet. It just doesn't happen all that often. But yeah, this is the key thing. You've got this fantastic upper driving position. This is a 37, 38 knot boat. You want to be able to enjoy that with the wind in your hair. And having driven previous S-Class models, I can say they are fantastic from behind the wheel. And it's a nice helm as well. Twin MFD, like downstairs, twin big MFDs, the central smaller one, throttle controls obviously, thrusters, everything you'd expect. It's a really nice clean design. And of course, the sunroof. We'll talk more about the benefits of this design when we get inside, but that is a key difference obviously over the F-Class. So yeah, it is smaller than a traditional flybridge, but it's still pretty good. Let's head inside. The great thing about this arrangement is the way the aft galley connects to the cockpit. We've got this window that folds up to open this area up. Obviously, these doors slide right across, so you've got this great connection between the two areas. Flat floor as well, so even if you're inside dining at this internal table, you're still in touch with the cockpit. And like outside, if I remove these lovely bowls, this table opens up. We've got the matte walnut in here, really, really lovely wood finish on this throughout the interior is absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, you can open this up. You've got these stools as well. You can move these around the deck, so you can just perch this side if you do want a couple of people to be able to dine over on this side of the table. And then when you're not using it, fold it back and it produces a handhold and a pair of cup holders. Directly opposite the galley. And the whole point is you've got this kind of bar area out here, the return that slides around here, and then more counter space over here too. So it's actually a really good size, well kitted out as well, because you've got a nice big fridge behind me. There's a freezer down below, and then you've got a dishwasher here as well. It's not a full size one, but you have got a dishwasher. And then cooking over here, microwave oven, not a twin sink, but a big enough one, stainless steel, all very nicely finished. And then the key difference really in here between this and the F65 with which it shares that platform is that you have the lovely midship seating area, but you've got the sunroof overhead, or maybe the rain roof is more accurate, but that is the benefit of this S-Class range. You've got the Sportsbridge, the smaller flybridge, but the benefit is you've also got a sunroof down here, and that makes this area even brighter. I mean, it's bright on the F-Class because the side windows are so big, loads of natural light pouring in here, but mixing the fact that even with this closed, you've still got glass in it, and this is a really nice space, even when you're stuck inside on a day like this. Now, you haven't got the opposing sofa like you have on the F65, so there isn't as much internal seating space, but this is still a really good sized sofa area, and you haven't got the navigator's bench either, so this really does maximize your sofa space in this area. Opposite the television, that pops up from just here, so really well positioned obviously across from this big swathe of seating. And then we come to the lower helm. Now, this is designed to be slightly sportier than the F65. They share many of the same underpinnings, but obviously this is a little bit lower, a little bit sleeker, similar in terms of performance, but still really impressive in terms of top end for a boat of this size. 35, 36, maybe 37 knots, so it really will shift and happily cruise at about 25 knots as well. Nice helm station, really comfortable cosseting seats. You can slide them forward as well if you want to get a little bit closer to the action, but from here I've still got a great view. Two nice big MFDs with a smaller one in the middle that can be dedicated to your engine information. It's a Raymarine screen, but all the graphics are skinned in Princess graphics, so it looks very nice. You've still got a you know, selection of buttons down here. It's not all hidden in the screens. But yeah, simple, elegant, a few too much of this sort of scratchy plastic that we pretty much see everywhere now. But yeah, nice clean helm design, some nice details as well with this sort of floating section over the top of the NFDs, which should also provide some good shade if there's lots of sun coming in through the windscreen. Side door as well, so I can get out onto the side deck from here as the skipper. I imagine a lot of the manoeuvring will be done using that third station or from the flybridge, of course, but with cameras and this, you would be able to manoeuvre the boat from down here at close quarters if you wanted to. It's a really nice helm position. Sporty boat deserves a good helm position. This has got it. So look downstairs. Before we get down to the layout, I should point out we've got the switchboard up here. This is in a good position. It's close to the helm, but also close to this deck. So if you need to look at things in the evening, you can come up and easily get to this panel. It's your AC and DC panel. It's also switching between the generator, shore power, that sort of thing, but all very easy to use. Now, in terms of the layout, this is pretty much identical to the F65. So that means you get 4 cabins, a VIP double forward, a master, a midships, another double of course, and then a bunk and a twin. So let's start forward with the VIP. So your favourite guests will be up here in what is a very nice double cabin. Good amount of space at the end of the bed to get changed. There's storage underneath the bed, as well as the hanging locker that you have over on the port side. Head heights are good, not only standing here, which is obviously important, but also at the end of the bed. So if you're sitting up watching TV, which you might be because there's a lovely big TV on the wall, you're not going to crack your head on the ceiling. Now you notice there is no skylight, but there is an escape hatch up here. However, because we've got nice long hull windows with opening ports, natural light is pretty good in here, even on a gloomy day like this. There's a bureau over there in that corner, which is rather neat. And this cabin has a very large, totally private bathroom that actually goes a long way back. So you've got a nice big shower cubicle in there. It's a lovely cabin. Before we get to the owner's space, let's have a look at the 2 other guest cabins. So there's a day head there. Again, that's nice and big and has a large separate shower. And that is also ensuite to this, the twin. So there's a door there, which means this cabin is directly connected to that bathroom. And this is a good size. I mean, the bunk over there, we'll see in a minute, that's very sort of kid focused, but adults will be pretty comfortable in here. And it does the usual princess trick of push a button, he says. Okay, obviously they've not activated it, but if you activate it, you push a button there and this bunk will slide across to make it into a double in a matter of seconds. So it does give you a bit of flexibility in this cabin. Storage is decent with this hanging locker there, and a TV that's albeit quite small, but you have got a TV in this cabin as well. Over the way, no private bathroom for this, so that's why you've got the day head access. So this cabin can also use that bathroom. And as I said, ideal for kids. It's a bit tight for grown-ups. The bunks are quite close to each other, but some of the princess detail is lovely. Like even the ladder between the 2 bunks is so beautifully made. The attention to detail, even on the little things, is very impressive. Bunks aren't huge, but storage is still pretty good because you've got a nice big locker here. And it's still got air conditioning and reading lights on one of those nice little bits. It's just not a massive space. However, the owner's cabin, well, that's a bit of a different story. On the way in this lobby area, you find, if spec, the washer dryer down there. And what's quite clever is you've got this cupboard above it. It's not massively deep, but you can keep all your laundry paraphernalia there, right above the washer dryer, which is quite clever. Now, one of the big changes when they upgraded to the 65 from the 62 is the bathrooms used to run alongside this cabin. Now the bathroom runs behind, which is a sort of bigger boat touch. And it's clever for 2 reasons. One is that the bathroom is able to be a lot larger, and it also acts as another barrier to sound because the engine room is just through there. So you've now got the heads, the bathroom, acting as a little bit more insulation for this bit where you're going to be sleeping. And it's a really nice space, isn't it? I mean, I can walk around here very easily because the head heights are good. The floor is completely flat. And I do love the princess detailing. This woodwork inset with the lighting. They use lighting so well. All of this around here. This makes it look and feel really, really classy. This is all storage along this side. Another whopper of a TV on that bulkhead. And then you've got a sofa here as well. So you don't necessarily always want to have to sit on the bed. You can sit down here and relax. You can still see the TV. Most importantly, you can take in the views through those gigantic hull windows. Let's move on to the bathroom. You've got a kind of semi walk-in wardrobe because you walk into this bit and then two really big cupboards here, full hanging storage in there, auto illuminates as well, big mirror behind me. But the key thing is this bathroom now takes up nearly the entire beam of this cabin, so that gives you a lot of space for a nice big sink unit, really wide mirror, space behind me to hang your towels up, and then a lovely big shower cubicle as well, which does step up a touch, but so does the ceiling. So even in here, head heights are really good. I've got my rainfall shower, and with the blind up, a lovely view out as well. It's a really well balanced layout here on the lower deck. Okay, that's the accommodation. Let's go and have a look at the engine room. Right, engine room access is here in the cockpit. Got this nice big hatch which pops up, and in we go. Well, here's another, albeit quite subtle, change over the F65. These V12s, same blocks as that boat, but you've got the 1400 horsepower engines as opposed to the 1200s, hence why you get a little bit more at the top end. And they are lovely big engines, these. Despite that, it's still pretty spacious down here. You can see that I can stand up pretty comfortably, minus this beam in the middle, but look at all this insulation as well. Yes, it's big and fast and powerful, but they don't want you being interrupted by these big diesels wearing away, so this should contain the noise quite nicely. And it's really clean down here. The installation is excellent. It's so neat and tidy. You'd be able to spot if something had gone awry very quickly in here. The generator is tucked down there behind the ladder. Obviously, you've got the fuel tanks forward, filters mounted up here, and you've got the air conditioning units over on this side, and you've got the hydraulics pack as well, because you can have fin stabilizers with this boat, or as an option, you can have a gyro. So both options in terms of stabilization. Most important thing though, it goes like a train. Right, crew cabin access on the S65 is just here. You lift up the cushion on the sunpad, push a button, and down we go. If you want a 65-foot Princess and you want to carry crew and you like them, don't buy this, buy the F65. The crew space on that boat is much better. Now, arguably, this size boat doesn't really need crew, but if you do want them, get that one. This is pretty tight, pretty coffin-like, much better for storage, really. That said, you've got a single berth down there, a bit of storage here, and there is a separate bathroom. But yeah, if it's crew you want, it's the F65 you want. The S65 is a really good boat. The only problem it faces is that the F65 is probably the best all-rounder in the class. Now, the reason you might buy this over the F is two reasons mainly. The tender garage, it's really nice to be able to tuck the tender garage away, and the sunroof, of course. That's something you're not going to get on the flybridge. If you really want those things, this is the one to go for. If not, it's got to be the flybridge. Let me know which one you'd go for in the comments below. Thanks very much for watching that slightly damp tour of the Princess S65. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give the video a like if you did, and remember to subscribe. We've got loads of Princess content on the channel, including a tour of the F65, which I've been comparing this to throughout. Go and have a watch of that as well. Thanks again for watching. I'm Jack Haines. This is YachtBuyer.